Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. Hello, I'm Carla, psychotherapist and mindset coach, and on this channel, I help you get unstuck and reach your goals by exploring topics that shift your mindset so you can live your highest potential. We are on chapter 4 of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, and I'm reading from the condensed version, Think and Grow Rich in just 10 minutes a day. Chapter 4, Specialized Knowledge, the fourth step towards riches. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. General versus specialized knowledge. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. He's going to teach us all about general knowledge versus specialized knowledge. There are two kinds of knowledge: general knowledge, book learning, and specialized knowledge, applied knowledge. The former is not incredibly helpful for amassing financial riches. So general knowledge doesn't really help in achieving anything in life, really. Knowledge equates with power only when it is organized into a practical plan of action and intelligently directed toward a definite goal. Redefining education. An educated man is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants, or its equivalent, without violating the rights of others. Bob used to say this all the time. I talk about my mentor, Bob Proctor, who studied Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich for 60 plus years. He read it every single day. So an educated man is one who has developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. The sort of knowledge taught in schools is valuable only insofar as it can be organized and applied. Success requires more than someone who can earn high grades, which is why employers are searching for more than applications with good GPAs. They look at applicants' character, activity records, and experiential learning. Example, internships. They want to know that a potential employee has the wherewithal to persist through challenges, build up others on a team, and find solutions for problems that don't yet exist, rather than someone who merely can replicate processes and regurgitate information from textbooks. Thus, the term educated should apply only to people who know how to put their knowledge into action to achieve their desired end. This is really the issue we deal with. There are so many educated people with letters and titles running at the end of their business card, but that still does not prove that they can apply what they know. I mean, how many times have you ever looked at someone that's in a high position and you're like, how did they get there? They had the general knowledge, and you, on the other hand, might have experiential or specialized knowledge, and you can run circles around them, but you don't have the degree. And so Napoleon Hill's redefining what education is for us, what knowledge is. Combating feelings of inferiority. Capability means imagination, the one quality needed to combine specialized knowledge with ideas in the form of organized plans designed to yield riches. Being educated does not mean you have a certain level of formal schooling. Thomas Edison had only 3 months of schooling, and Henry Ford had less than a 6th grade education, and yet no one would question their intelligence. Being educated also does not mean that you must possess all the specialized knowledge necessary to carry out your purpose. It does, however, mean that you need to know where to gather the knowledge you lack. For this purpose, successful people have mastermind groups, discussed in chapter 9. I'm going to do a video about masterminding. People have a lot of questions about how to start a mastermind group, what a mastermind group does. It's extremely powerful. So stay tuned. I'm going to make a video describing all about how to mastermind, how to create the group, and how it works. All right. For this purpose, successful people have mastermind groups to complement their strengths and compensate for their weaknesses. So when you have big goals and big dreams, you don't have to have all the specialized knowledge. You just have to know where to get it and who to get it from. Bringing together people. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Don't let that hold you back. A lot of people use that as an excuse that they don't know how, and then they study and they think they have to do everything on their own. No, go find someone that knows how to do it. Don't feel guilty because you don't know it. Don't try to be a hero. Don't let anything hold you back from actually going after the plans that come to you and the big things you want to create. The story of Henry Ford serves as an excellent example of how power can be acquired through the intelligent acquisition and direction of specialized knowledge. The inimitable industrialist was labeled an ignorant pacifist in an editorial during World War I. So he sued the newspaper for libel. This is such a great story if you haven't heard it. So Henry Ford, the one who completely changed the paradigm when it came to car manufacturing, was labeled an ignorant pacifist in an editorial during World War I, so he sued that newspaper. So listen to this. During the trial, he was asked a series of history questions in an attempt to prove his ignorance. He was unable to answer many of the questions, but he commented that with one phone call, he'd be able to retrieve the answer to any question, for he had business associates to provide information to questions outside of his specific focus. By studying only the information most necessary for his pursuits, he did not risk cluttering his mind with knowledge he could find elsewhere. The important thing was that he knew exactly where to locate the information he needed in the moment that he needed it. The lesson from this story is that you should not have an inferiority complex simply because you do not have all the specialized knowledge you might need of the service or merchandise you intend to provide in exchange for your fortune. If you need or desire more, you can cultivate it through your mastermind group. How to purchase knowledge. Any man is educated who knows where to get knowledge when he needs it, and how to organize that knowledge into definite plans of action. Along with a lack of self-confidence, many individuals struggle with a lack of ambition. Starting in an entry-level position can cause people to get into a rut and form habits around mediocrity, which kills off any lingering ambition. In order to get on the path to success, you must lift your head high enough for opportunity to see and recognize you. Doing so requires you to possess or know where to find the knowledge you need to move up the ladder toward success. It requires what ancient Greek philosophers called phronesis, a type of intelligence marked by good judgment, excellence in character and habits, and adaptability that manifests itself in practical action. Phronesis will help you identify not only what knowledge you need, but how to apply it in the best possible way. Let's look up phronesis. What does that word mean? Phronesis. Wisdom in determining ends and the means of attaining them, practical understanding, and sound judgment. It comes from the Latin phronesis, from Greek phronesis, meaning practical wisdom, prudence in government and public affairs, in Plato, Aristotle, and other heavy hitters. Interesting. All truly successful people match their ambition with self-discipline. Yes, self-discipline. Are you disciplined? They develop habits geared towards self-improvement, including continually acquiring specialized knowledge related to their pursuit or profession. Those wanting to supplement their knowledge should identify the gap in their knowledge, determine the purpose for which they want the knowledge, and discover where it can be obtained from reliable sources. These reliable sources might include personal experience in past formal education, the experience and education of others, your mastermind group, leaning on your mastermind group, people that have done what you want to do, who have that knowledge, who can just give it to you if you ask. Colleges and universities, public libraries, and specialized training courses, example night schools, and home study programs. Hill provides the example of a man named Stuart Austin Weir, who worked as a construction engineer until the Great Depression cut off his income stream. After assessing his options, Weir decided to become a corporate lawyer, so he went back to school. Wow, even back then. Unlike many people who decline opportunity because of shoddy objections and excuses such as, I can't go back to school because I have a family to support, and I'm too old, Weir, who was married with a child and over 40, took charge of his fate and determined the most efficient means of completing the necessary training, which included researching the best programs, selecting the most specialized courses, and completing his coursework in only 2 years. The moral: it pays to know how to purchase knowledge. Wow, so even almost 100 years ago, this 40-year-old man lost his income stream, married, had a kid, took that risk and went back to school. He didn't care what anybody else thought. He didn't make any excuses. I know that firsthand. I went back to school later in life. I had my undergrad when I was 22, 23, and then it was when I was 34, 35 that I decided to go back to school. I didn't really care what anybody thought at that point. But maybe you want a career switch. Maybe you've been doing something since you graduated from high school or college, your undergrad, and you've been doing it for 15 or 20 years. You know, you can go back to school and have a whole new career, work 15 to 20 years, and then retire. We can truly do whatever we want. And he ends it with an action item. Fill in the gaps. Journal in response to the following question. All right, get your pens ready. We are going to journal. So you're going to answer this question. What specialized knowledge do you need to translate your desire into reality? What specialized knowledge do you need to translate your dreams into a reality? For example, I've always had a dream of doing videos on YouTube. Specialized knowledge, editing, learning how to do thumbnails, learning how to run the lights, the microphone, all that stuff. So what specialized knowledge do you need, and how will this knowledge help you achieve your definite chief aim? Journal about that. Determine which of the 5 sources listed above will best suit your needs, as we talked about. Is it going to be personal experience or past formal education that you had? The experience and education of others, your mastermind group, leaning on your mastermind group, people who have already done what you want to do or have knowledge that you don't have, maybe had schooling that you didn't have, but you can ask for that help. Colleges and universities, public libraries, or special training courses, night school, home study programs, just like at Napoleon Hill Institute, or other coaching programs that you can study at night. Maybe the specialized knowledge you need is upgrading your mindset, increasing your self-confidence, eliminating that fear and doubt, studying yourself. Maybe the specialized knowledge you need is about yourself, removing doubt, tapping into what your gifts truly are and just going after it. So determine which of those 5 sources will best suit your needs, and then research the most efficient and beneficial means of obtaining the knowledge you require from this source. Wow, I love this. We're actually studying this in the Think and Grow Rich mentorship program at the Napoleon Hill Institute. I think we just finished it today, but it was from the full book, Think and Grow Rich. Specialized knowledge is the longest chapter in the book, and we really dove into it. It's such a powerful program. So that Think and Grow Rich mentorship, which you can see all on my website, that's a 9-month program. That's specialized knowledge. That's a very engaging program. They're also newly offering the Self-Confidence Camp. It's an 8-week digital course. So powerful. I just started module 1, but what I'm doing is I'm guiding a group of people, coaching them weekly through this 8 weeks of material. It truly is so life-changing. So if you want to up your confidence game, or you just want to get specific on your definiteness of purpose and you're a fan of Napoleon Hill, this is for you. It's so affordable and there's payment plans and all that stuff. All the information's on my website. So that is specialized knowledge. That is chapter 4, y'all. We are moving through this. The next chapter is imagination. Ooh, that's such a good chapter. So I want you to consider specialized knowledge. What is it that you need to know? Where do you need to close the gaps? Who do you need to ask for help? Where do you need to go? What programs do you need to study? What information do you need? Maybe it's just studying yourself, developing yourself, expanding your awareness, getting that growth mindset, building your confidence. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out. Visit my website for more information. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.